Kobe was more than just a scoring machine. He had the sixth sense for the game that could predict the fate of players and teams. Long before James Harden's recent postseason struggles became the talk of the town, Kobe was laying down some cold, hard truths about the Beard's game. This was when he was still rocking the Rockets jersey, but no one was ready to lend an ear to Kobe's insights. As we witnessed the unfolding saga of Harden's struggles under the bright lights of the playoffs, you can't help but wonder, was Kobe onto something that everyone else missed? Stick around, because we're about to break down why Kobe Bryant was totally right about James Harden. And yet, it seems like no one was listening. Kobe was a beast, a five-time NBA champion, and an absolute legend. And his relationship with James Harden was an intriguing mix of admiration and competition. You see, before Harden was dropping step-back threes and leading the league in scoring, he was a kid idolizing Kobe, soaking in the Mamba mentality. But a few years back, Kobe had some high praise for the Beard. He acknowledged Harden's phenomenal skills and his ability to keep his team afloat. But there was a catch. Kobe didn't believe that flashy, ISO-heavy style of play would bring home the hardware, the rings that every baller dreams of. Kobe said,
"What he's doing is absolutely remarkable. It's a testament to how remarkable it is, because people are now trying to minimize what it is he's doing. He's doing some phenomenal stuff. I'm not a fan of it in terms of winning championships. I don't think that style is ever gonna win championships."
Before you jump into the comment section defending Harden, hear me out. Kobe respected the grind, the hustle, but he had this nagging doubt. Harden's been on elite teams, no doubt, but when the spotlight gets hotter in the playoffs, something seems to be missing. Kobe saw it coming. The challenges that Harden's styles might face in the crucible of championship basketball. The thing is, Bryant wasn't wrong. Winning championships with a one-man show is hard. Jordan had Pippen, Kobe had Shaq, and later Pau Gasol. It's a pattern, a winning formula. Playoffs are a different beast, and good defenses can expose the weaknesses of a one-dimensional team. Harden, the Houston Rockets is Mr. Everything. Felt the heat when defenses cranked up the intensity. Even with Chris Paul and Clint Capella, it wasn't enough. Kobe's championship resume speaks volumes. The Mamba understood the essence of team play, and his quote suggests something intriguing. It's like Kobe wanted to be the ultimate team player, only resorting to heroics when the talent around him wasn't enough. The cynics might say, Kobe didn't want to drop 81 points. You see, he had to, because that's what the team needed. But isn't that the essence of a true leader? Doing what's necessary, even when it's not your preference. Harden's time with the Houston Rockets was nothing short of spectacular. He was the one pulling the strings of the offense. It all went through him, resulting in gaudy stats and that MVP trophy in the 2017-18 season. But when the critics came, it was all on Harden's offensive style, or as some like to call it, ISO ball on steroids. The man built a reputation for dribbling the leather off the ball before unleashing that deadly step back or living at the charity stripe. Critics argued that the isolation-centric style slowed down the pace and turned games into one-man shows. Some would say it made basketball less about teamwork and more about the individual. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the essence of the game. Kobe mastered the heliocentric offense, but it wasn't just about being the primary scorer. It was about versatility and having counters for days. Don't get it twisted. The idea of heliocentric offense isn't the issue. It's about the versatility of the best player. Those crucial playoff counters that make the difference. Kobe, a heliocentric force in his prime, wasn't just a one-trick pony. In his playoff peak, Kobe thrived. What set Kobe apart was his versatility. He wasn't just a guy with a killer step back or a knack for drawing fouls. In the playoffs, Kobe showcased lethal offensive moves. He could play off the ball, read defenses, and had a counter for every defensive strategy thrown his way. Now let's talk about James Harden. The Beard's step-back threes and a knack for drawing fouls is deadly, no doubt. But here's the million-dollar question. If defensive take away his step back or limit those trips to the charity stripe, what's his response? Does he have the versatility to adapt, to avail new tricks from his sleeve? I will let you be the judge. Harden transformed the Rockets into a title contender during his 9-year stint. Scoring titles and MVP honors, the man had it all individually. But when it came to that elusive NBA Finals appearance, the story took a different turn. Remember the 2012 NBA Finals against the Miami Heat? Yeah, Harden was on the Thunder, playing alongside Durant and Westbrook. But despite being the supposed third guy, Harden disappeared when it mattered most. 3 games, single-digit points. Kobe was right, and as we continue seeing, he had a point. Fast forward to crucial moments in Harden's playoff history. Game 3 against the Warriors in 2015, Game 1 against the Warriors in 2016, and Game 2 against the Spurs in 2017. The list goes on. It's a roller coaster of highs and lows. But here's the constant. Harden's inconsistency when it matters most. Kobe saw this coming, but no one cared to listen. Fast forward to 2021. Harden, eyeing a new chapter, forced his way to the Brooklyn Nets to join forces with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. The trio had the potential for greatness. However, injuries and off-court controversies, such as Kyrie's vaccine stance, disrupted their journey. They played just 18 games together, far from the blockbuster trio everyone anticipated. The experiment in Brooklyn fell short. At the 2022 trade deadline, Harden ended up in Philly. He reunited with Daryl Morey, the man who once pulled the strings during his Rockets era. In the 2022-23 season, with the Sixers and Daryl Morey, Harden had his moments, sure. Game 1 heroics were impressive. But what happened next? A 12-point disaster that left Sixers fans scratching their heads. It's a recurring theme in Harden's playoff career. There are moments of brilliance followed by disappointment. And of course, we can't ignore the painful playoff exit against the Celtics. With a 3-2 lead, the Sixers crumbled in Game 6, and Harden was a part of the collapse. 13 points on 16 attempts is not exactly the performance you want from your star player in a critical playoff game. Game 7 is a moment that will haunt Sixers fans for a while. The beard didn't exactly shine. 9 points on 11 shots, sub 300 shooting night, 5 turnovers, and yet another elimination game blowout. Trade request. Now, 3 months after the gut-wrenching exit from the 2023 NBA playoffs, Harden, during a promotional event in China, unleashed words that echoed through the basketball world.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I'll never be a part of an organization he's a part of.
Clear, concise, and explosive. A revelation stemming from a belief that a long-term contract offer should have been on the table after last season. And when it wasn't, Harden demanded a trade. The Philly experiment came to a screeching halt on July 1st, 2023. James Harden, with a strained relationship with Sixers president Daryl Morey, dropped the trade request. Harden made it crystal clear he wanted out, and he wanted out fast. The Sixers bid farewell to their star guard. Harden found himself donning the Clippers colors alongside his former running mate, Russ Westbrook. Now, will this 2023-24 season be different? Only time will tell. Sure, Harden has had great playoff games, but let's not sweep the dirt under the rug. He has had way too many awful playoff performances for someone considered a superstar. The system excuse is wearing thin when you consistently fall short when it matters most. Yes, he faced some dynasty teams during his Rockets era, but let's call a spade a spade. Harden didn't play well enough to warrant that excuse. Playoff after playoff, he and his teams came up small when it counted. Despite his scoring prowess and playmaking wizardry, Harden was yet to taste the ultimate success since leaving Houston. No championships and no finals appearances. It's been a bumpy ride for one of the game's most electrifying talents. And it's not just Kobe who saw it. Gilbert Arenas, a 3-time All-Star, dissected Harden's game and also saw the real problem. Harden's stat sheet is a work of art, but as teammates come and go, the results on the court tell a different story. The question arises, is it them or is it Harden? Dropping 50 is one thing, but can Harden cultivate the chemistry needed to turn those points into wins? Arenas pulls no punches, labeling Harden as a one-on-one player. He breaks it down saying, "You use your natural ability to get us buckets, not 48 minutes of it." It's a critique on the evolution of the game, where one-on-one has become the norm. But Harden, according to Arenas, has taken it to the extreme. Arenas isn't done. He delves into the intricacies, pointing out the missing elements in Harden's game. Backdoors, flares, baseline runs, and post-ups. These are the tools missing from the Beard's offensive toolkit. It's not that Harden isn't great, but that he has become predictably great in a one-dimensional way. The game has evolved, and according to Arenas, Harden's reliance on one-on-one plays for the entire game is a thing of the past. It's about diversity, about a complete offensive game where everyone gets a piece of the pie. But the union of James Harden and the Clippers seems to be a match. But there's a looming threat: Harden's self-inflicted decline in effectiveness. Let's give credit where it's due. Harden, criticized in the past for his playing style, has evolved. No longer forcing scoring, he has chosen to be a catalyst for those around him. The transformation is clear, as Harden is now a high-impact floor general, still capable of dropping buckets when needed. The Beard's decision to elevate teammates instead of solely chasing personal glory speaks volumes about his basketball IQ. In this stage of his career, he's not just a scorer, as he has become a playmaker. Before you go, don't forget to hit play on our next video. NBA legends and players explain why Bryce James would be a force in today's NBA. The legends are talking, and you don't want to miss it. Smash that like button, subscribe for more Hoops content, and until next time, keep the game alive.